Do you have that friend who always says maybe to plans and then disappears when the day comes? The one who seems perfectly fine, but somehow never makes it out? Most people assume they're flaky, antisocial, or just lazy. But what if they're not avoiding life? What if they're regulating it? If a quiet evening alone feels more exciting to you than a crowded party ever could, this might explain why. Today, we're unpacking the psychology of people who genuinely prefer staying home. Not because they're afraid of the world, but because their nervous system works differently. Here's the core truth. Not everyone refuels the same way. Some people gain energy from conversation, noise, movement, constant interaction. Others slowly lose energy in those same environments, even if they're having a good time. It's not about confidence. It's about stimulation levels. Psychologists describe this through arousal regulation. Each brain has a different sweet spot for input. Too little feels dull. Too much feels overwhelming. For some, home is where that balance finally resets. But it's not only about introversion. There's something powerful about control. Outside your door, you can't predict the volume of a room, the tone of a conversation, or the emotional demands of the night. At home, you set the pace. You choose the lighting, the soundtrack, the silence. For people who are sensitive to overstimulation or social pressure, that sense of control isn't indulgent. It's stabilizing. And here's what rarely gets mentioned. People who enjoy solitude often have rich internal lives. When there's no constant input, the mind has space to wander. Ideas connect. Emotions process. Problems untangle. Creativity doesn't always thrive in chaos. Sometimes it grows in stillness. What looks like doing nothing from the outside can actually be deep mental work. Of course, there's an important distinction. Sometimes staying home is restorative. Other times, it can be protective in a different way. When anxiety, burnout, or low mood make leaving feel heavier than it should. The key question isn't just, do you stay in? It's, how does staying in make you feel? If it leaves you calm and fulfilled, that's peace. If it leaves you isolated and stuck, that's something worth paying attention to. Our culture celebrates being constantly out, constantly visible, constantly busy. It equates a full calendar with a full life. But fulfillment isn't measured by how many events you attend. Some people find meaning in small rituals. Cooking the same comfort meal. Rearranging a room. Losing track of time in a book. Watching the sky change color from their own window. These aren't signs of missing out. They're signs of knowing what actually nourishes you. People who love staying home aren't necessarily shy or unmotivated. Many are observant, thoughtful, and deeply tuned into their own needs. They don't chase stimulation for its own sake. They choose environments that allow them to think clearly and feel grounded. Their world might look quieter, but that doesn't mean it's smaller. So, if you're someone who turns down invitations without guilt, who feels genuine contentment on a solo weekend, who doesn't need constant plans to feel alive, you're not broken. You might just be wired to value depth over noise, clarity over chaos. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the channel for more psychology that helps you understand yourself a little better. And tell me in the comments, do you recharge by going out or by staying in?